Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order. Folks, we are on the third and final book in the Coruscant Nights trilogy, Patterns of the Force. In this one, Tundin Sal, who was Lorne's friend from Shadowhunter, comes back to apologize to I-5. Remember, he was the one that told Lorne, sure, I'll get this Jedi, I'll get this droid to the Jedi and warn them about the Sith, which is what I-5 was going to do. But instead, he mind wipes I-5 and tries to sell him off. And, of course, we know what happened with all that. I-5 eventually got his memories back. I-5 does not like this guy, but this guy now works for a resistance cell on Coruscant. He feels awful. He feels like if he would have delivered I-5, then the Jedi would have known about the Sith way earlier and probably could have won. Now, of course, you know, a bunch of what ifs there, but he feels responsible. So he wants to hire I-5 to assassinate the Emperor because he knows he can do it. I-5 is such a unique droid, and you know, he's way smarter than your average assassin droid, and the Emperor will never see it coming. And for some reason, people think this is, well, Din doesn't. Din thinks it's a terrible idea and says, no, everyone's thought about this. They have way more funds and way more planning than we do. He said, yes, but you have a Jedi. Like, that's going to make a difference. Like, Jedi have not tried to take on, I mean, maybe they don't know of Jedi trying to take on Palpatine and Vader, but it never works out well. Never works out well. Either way, though, so now most of the book is I-5 wondering if he is going to do it or not. You know, he wants it to be a group decision, and everyone has to have a say. Of course, Din is an automatic no. Deja, who is the a Zeltron who's been with him since the second book, she is a yes. She thinks this is a good shot at killing Palpatine. And I-5 wants to know what Jax thinks, and Jax is kind of up in the air. But I mean, seriously, this goes on forever. Also, who has the Bota? Bota is back in. Remember, I-5 has it. Well, at first we don't know who has it because I-5 won't admit to it. Deja's trying to find it out, which is very suspicious. Of course, at the very end of the book, for some unknown reason, Michael Reeves thought it fit to turn her as a traitor, but I didn't really understand her motive. And there's a lot about this book that's not that good. Now I recall, because as I was reading the first two books, I went, you know, these aren't that bad. They're not, I mean, Vader laughing. Oh, Vader laughs again. He chuckles again at Jax Pavin. It says he chuckles. Not laughs, but chuckles. That's nice. I'm glad we have a chuckling Vader. But besides, you know, some of the small things in the first two, now I know why I didn't like this trilogy. Powers of the Force, there's not much humor, if any. I don't think. The humor's been dropped off. I mean, yeah, we're at the third stage, you know, trying to wrap things up. But at the same time, it seems like it takes forever to make a decision to kill the Emperor. And then, I want to say there's like 40 pages, 30 pages left where they're going on the mission to kill the Emperor. And about 10 pages into it, they abandon the mission. It says, well, it looks like our assassination mission turned into a rescue mission. And that's it. They're done trying to kill the Emperor. They didn't even start. So it's like, what was the whole point? And then plus, this one has the whole, Vader wants Jax Pavin because of the Bota. And he finally gets the Bota plant, tries it, and has some kind of force conniption or whatever, and like force tendrils are coming out of him, and he's emitting all these powerful force waves that crush Deja, who is a traitor anyway, so no one cares. Kills a bunch of Inquisitors, you know, just because he's just got so much power, you know. And it's really weird. It's really weird. It's kind of like one of those, you'd expect this in like an early 80s or late 70s Star Wars story. It just kind of goes off onto that weird path. What did Vader see? Was he seeing the future? Is he made up of midichlorians himself? What happens when you combine the two? The last of the Bota was finally used. I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan. Also, there are these, the artist from the second book who died, he created these light statues. Well, light statues can also help block the Force. And they don't know why he did it, and they don't know how it works, but it blocks the Force. And he has this, Jax has a apprentice now named Kaj. Kaj killed an Inquisitor and then found Jax, wants to be trained as a Jedi, but he's got some real big mental problems. He can get angry really fast and use the dark side. Then he panics in despair, but then he can hide himself in the Force. I don't know. There's so many weird things going on right now, and Kaj is not interesting at all. There's a detective who finds out he knows Jax is a Jedi, but he wants to know. He said, "Have you seen Kaj, the guy who killed the Inquisitors? Because I'm supposed to bring him into justice, but I want to hide him if he's a Jedi because I want to help you guys." But Jack's like, "No, I see dark tendrils around you, the dark side of the Force around you." And you're thinking, oh. And then every time he tries to prove his faithfulness, I-5 or Jax make a comment and go, "Well, that could be true, or you could be trying to gain our trust." And I was thinking, oh, so was he a good guy in the end? No, he was a bad guy in the end. Okay, well then why all the cat and mouse on whether he was a traitor or not? I just don't understand it. It wasn't that big of a payoff either when it happened. I was like, okay, so he is the traitor, I guess. So much happens at the end. It's like, I don't know. It's like he just found out that he had a word limit and goes, "Oh, I've almost hit my word limit. How many more pages? 20? Oh, okay, so I better wrap it up right now." Everything just kind of wraps up really fast, and I don't know. It just wasn't good. Nothing about this was good. They have I-5 can now be sensed through the Force, like he's like a human being now. And Vader's like, "You must tell me how you did that." And I-5's like, "Trade secret" or whatever. And Vader goes, "Okay, when I take the Bota, I'll probably already know." No one sounds like their character. Like I said, I-5 is devoid of humor now. He and Din don't have any comedic moments. Not that they have to have comedic moments, but to match it with the first two books, yeah. Patterns of the Force is awful. It's awful. And it puts just like, it makes the whole trilogy end on a down note. I was just not, I'm not a fan of Laughing Vader in any of these books. But at the same time, and it's funny because I really do like Michael Reeves. I think he's written a lot of great stuff. And like I said, I-5's still a great character. But this whole Patterns of the Force was so weird, and it reminded me, this is why it's nowhere near. For a while, it was one of my least favorites. For a while. Didn't last long. All right, but anyway, there's one more book that would come out, and I'll get to that next time in another video.